Okay, good morning everybody.
Good morning,
Mr. Yeah, thank you. I've copyrighted that. I get it at Scouts, but it's not the same. So yeah, thank you very much. Today, Thursday, 23rd of May, the last one of these we have to listen to me. And we'll be back next week, thank goodness. It's not just me running the show today. My leadership team would please be upstanding and introduce yourself, although we do all know who everybody is.
I'm Vincent. I chair the membership committee. I'm also the official timekeeper, Brian.
Morning everybody, Brian, Social Secretary.
Good morning everybody, I'm Terry, I deal with membership and recruitment, and today I'm standing with Scott who deals with facts, figures and all that stuff.
And that's right, I'm Scott, I do that, what he just said. But today I'm standing in for Aidan, and I'm standing in for Ben, our education coordinator. While we are standing though, I think it's important to congratulate Brian on his birthday today.
Thank you for reminding me. I hope you hear the telegram. And when I woke up this morning, I did not think this was my birthday. I thought, it was CBF again.
And we look forward to seeing you too.
Okay, thank you guys, you may sit down. Before I go any further through our agenda, in the absence of Aidan, we're not going to have a blog unless there's a volunteer to jot together some notes and by then for me,
Terry's looking down.
Terry already had a go, so don't look at the dyslexic. Do we have any volunteers? It's fine, the very note is we will have a video and no blog.
Do we get points?
You can have a 25 point bonus for
If you really need it.
and if it helps, what we do sometimes, if Mike gets the video ready, I can share it to just you in advance, so you can actually re-watch the meeting and reply.
Why just put it through AI?
Yeah,
Can do that.
Yeah.
Put it through Otter.
Put it just through
With a
after you provide a transcript of a business networking meeting that it didn't attend.
No,
so it comes up.
Put the video through Otter and do a summary.
Let me know how you get on with that.
I'm going away. I can do it.
Right, anyway.
Try.
I've done the intros. Let me move into the first most important part of the meeting, where I hand over to that handsome chap, Scott Griffiths, to talk about the Performance League.
Yeah, good morning again. So, got the Performance League. Scott had a quick look at it. There's some shocking ones here where people really need to start working harder because they're in minus, believe it or not. I'm not sure how that happens. Scott, about the top 6 or 7 are really close. So I'll actually read those. We've got James, who's in 7th. 6 is me, 3 points behind, so it's really close. A few points further up is Howard. Then Mike, who's joint 3rd with James, so they're really close in points. Scott, and then at the top is Matt Barry, but it's really close. It's like 30 points between the top 7. And James, Mike, and those people who are not normally up there, you've got hope, there is hope. Pass around, you can get your own one done.
And next point on the agenda is our education slots. Obviously, we're all up to date with Ben, and how he's doing. He's not here today, but I'm Ben. Get well soon, buddy. Major operation, but all good. He's recovering nicely. But today's education slot at the last minute is being filled in by Terry.
Apologies in advance, it's me again. So what I thought to do is just go through some things that is stating the bleeding obvious really, but sometimes they need to be said because they will help you here. So the object of today's exercise is to emphasise that the more you put into EBF, the more you'll get out. And that's not just for new members, we've got quite a few, Chris and Andy and so on. But all of you need to think about it, and it's stating the obvious, but the more you put in here, the more you'll get out. So what will help? The Scott's table, which is a bit of fun, but it also is indicative of how you're doing. So, first and most obvious thing, you're here today, so I don't need to tell you, attend meetings regularly. If you attend the meeting regularly and get here in good time, you can network with other people, you'll get to know them better, and you'll be amazed at the amount of business is generated just in that networking period, not sat down here. The second one is one-to-one. So what happens is, as when members come and go, when a new member comes in, you all enthusiastically get together and have one-to-ones. Like, I'll be getting on with Andy, and I'll be getting on with Chris and so on. And then it kind of, the further dies down a little bit. Just keep it going. You know, I haven't had a one-to-one with Brian, for example, or Paul. We do business together, but I haven't had a one-to-one with him for a long time. So make an effort and do some formal one-to-ones. Not just in the pub having a coffee, that's the next bit. But you know, do some one-to-ones, because the more you know about that person's business, the better chance you've got of getting the referrals, and the more referrals means we'll earn more money. That's why we're here. Next thing is involve yourself in EBF socials. Now, not every event is great for everybody. We did one recently, we did one, didn't we, up in London. It wasn't for everyone, it was a bit of a trek up there, it was a bit niche. It was Bristol based, but there are always events going on, and if there's a social event you fancy doing but it hasn't been done, discuss it with Brian and organise it. You know, it doesn't matter if there's only 4 or 5 of you, even 2 or 3 of you. And that social event will again help you get to know the members better. The better you know them, the more chance you've got of getting the business. The next one is, when you get a referral or a contact from a member, get on it straight away. Don't treat it like a normal customer who's phoned up and wants a quote or something. This is a referral from your network group of business colleagues here. If you get a referral, get onto it straight away. Don't leave it. Don't think I'll do that in a couple of days when I've got time. Get straight on it, because if you don't, A, you might lose it, but also it's not reflected well on this group. We recommended you because we think you're good. And that will include getting in touch with the client or the customer straight away. So if you get a referral here, step on it, get straight onto it. It's really important, because if you don't, not only might you not get the business, as I say, it reflects on us, and we've referred you. So that's important. If you have an issue, so if you're dealing with a customer that's been referred from someone at EBF and you've got an issue, deal with it straight away, don't hide from it, man up and deal with it. No one likes dealing with problems, we all get them, you know, clients, customers that we can't please, or something we might have made a mistake on. It happens, right? We're all human. But if you do have that sort of issue, particularly with someone that's been referred by a member, same thing, get on it, deal with it and sort it out, because it reflects badly if you don't. Nearly there. Membership profile. On the EBF website, you've got a membership profile. Some of you might not even know you've got one, but you have. It's worth spending some time looking at it and seeing how you can improve it, or if it's just a standard one, actually set a proper profile pictures. What do you want to appear on there? And the reason it's important is because I'm reliably informed by Scott that some people get more hits and more checkouts on the EBF website than their own website, believe it or not. Okay? So check out your EBF profile on the EBF website. If you want it changed, you want some more information, speak to Scott. He won't be delighted to do it, but he will do it for you. And it will help raise your profile, especially to those of you who get more hits on the EBF website than your own profile. Just a few pointers to make the most out of your EBF membership. Remember, the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it.
Some really good, really valid points. So yeah, the most we can make out of it, the more contribution we can do, the better. Now, let me pass around the business cards, which is brimming for the business cards. Make sure you've got enough in your stash to give out as and when during your week. And we move joyously forwards into the 60-second round. It's my own particular flavour of 60-second round. You know what I'm doing. Yeah, I love the groans.
It's the first time I've been that early on the list, and I get no benefit.
Doing the attendance route, we're going to do the nominations route. The best way to play it, because it means you've all got to listen, not to look like a wally when it gets to your turn and you nominate someone who's already spoken. So, we are going to start today with our Oscar winner from last week, which was Clara. So Shannon, you Oscar to award.
Yes.
Oscars are awarded on the quality of the 60 seconds. So it needs to be 60 seconds. Hits the buzzer and they go over. I'm going to say that. That's thank you. I'm reading script. But, it should entertain you, it should inform you, it should, properly introduce that business. But in your own particular style, you may award it. And because you're awarding, you get to go first, and then you get to nominate the next speaker. Vincent is our timekeeper today. We all know how it works. After 50 seconds, he's going to make this noise, and after 60 seconds, all I have. Yeah, we can't take it away from me. We know. There we go. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So hi everyone, I'm Shannon Savage from Downton Mortgages. So I'm going to share a little bit of my personal story. I'm actually completing on my house tomorrow. And it has been a long and stressful process, which I'm sure you all can agree with if you've been through it. But what we want to do at Downton Mortgages is make the process as easy as possible for our clients. So, obviously securing the mortgage was the easiest part for me, and working for a mortgage advisor does help. But the service that we provide ourselves is also the service that we provide to our clients. So if you know anyone who is purchasing a house and they want a friendly, reliable, trustworthy team that wants to make the mortgage process as easy as possible for them, and have them get in touch with Downton Mortgages. Thank you.
And
I will nominate Terry.
Good morning, everybody. It's me again. An interesting week at TM Law this week. Had quite a lot of new inquiries, and I haven't generated any work from them. That's mainly through choice, because what I've done is I've been very selective about what work I want to take on. But the 2 or 3 of them rang with employment-related / mental health issues. They sounded quite desperate on the phone, so I gave them a few minutes of my time and just pointed them in the right direction, because it wasn't something that I could take on. And I think that's really valuable, because they might come back to me one day, they might refer me to a family member or a friend. So the lesson I guess from this week is, you don't have to be desperate to take on all the work that comes into your office. It's wise to filter it, but it's also wise to spend a little bit of time, it's only 4 or 5 minutes perhaps for each one, just give them a little bit of your time, a bit of reinsurance, and if you can, point them in the right direction, which I'm pleased to say I was able to do. So that's the lesson of the week really. Very amazing, TM Law, thank you. I'm done.
And
And I want to nominate Paul. He's looking right at me.
Well, Paul Booth from Wheeling Close, Chartered Certified Accountants based in Brentwood. I've been speaking to about 4 different prospective new clients this week. All our consultants, all have their own limited companies. They formed the companies themselves over the last 3 or 4 months ago, but they haven't got a clue what to do, how to pay the bills, what to do in bookkeeping, what taxes they've got to pay. So hopefully I'm going to take these clients on as new clients, but I'm also looking for other consultants who maybe also start growing companies up and need an accountant. Paul Booth from Wheeling Close is my tax lawyer as well. And I nominate Vincent.
Good morning, everyone. Vincent from Speakprint. How many sides does a piece of paper have, I ask you? Yes,
6.
It's 2. So if you fold it in half, you've got your 4. And then if you fold it into 6, you've got 6 pages of it. So all this out of a humble piece of A4 paper. We've just done this for Paul, Big Paul, Paul, and he's opted for a Z fold. There's also a letter fold, where it folds in on itself, which I prefer, my personal favourite. The other thing we can do is gates fold. This is gate fold. So all on top. It's fantastic, isn't it? So that's all about folding. If you are interested in that sort of thing, the World Origami Championship is on TV this weekend. It's on pay-per-view. Thank you very much.
And who are you going to nominate?
Pay-per-view.
Who are we going to nominate?
I know what you're saying, it's just funny. My good friend, Leanne.
Right, good morning everyone. Did you know that there are 150,000 different shades of white? That's just white. Various different tints, brightness levels and sheens. So, that's why people find it really difficult to find a colour for their home. And it also depends on the way the room is facing, whether it's north, south, east or west, and the colour of the bulb that you use in your home. So if you know anyone struggling with choosing the colour for their home, please put them in touch with me and I can help them and guide them in the right practice. Thank you, that's Leanne Brooklyn Interiors. Hello, Lemonade.
Hi everyone, it's Jack from Solitaire. It's quite a funny one for me this week because Paul's been digging around in the shed and dusting off his old tools because he's going to go back on the tools. Which is quite exciting because he might forget how to use a spanner, but we'll see. Basically, we're opening a new division of Solitaire, which is going to be based in Kent, where Paul has a house. He's going to be working out there a couple of days a week. Got a new phone number, new section on the website. It's just another way to branch out a bit more. And yeah, I think I'm going to be working there a bit as well, unfortunately. But eventually, hopefully, it'll branch out to be as big as the current Solitaire is here, and maybe I'll start managing it at some point, which would be nice. But yeah, so if anybody knows anybody in Kent or has a house in Kent like Paul, maybe you can send them our way. Thank you very much. I'll nominate Blake.
Blake from Ammo Hive. You'll go to Outdoor and Airsoft Shop. I'm going to talk about the ration packs. They're selling quite well. Scott's bought 3 for his son for DOV. They are excellent for DOV. As you can see in the corner, they are DOV recommended. So if anyone you know is doing DOV or camping trips or hiking trips or anything, or if you go and read the new government preparedness website where it recommends that you now need to have 10 litres of water in your house and 3 days of food for everybody that's in your house, I can give you the food. Who wants boring tins of food? You can have lovely meals, but you just need hot water to make. Thank you. Thank you, man.
What do they know that we don't?
Yeah, the same thing. Only came out yesterday as well.
Who are you nominating?
I will nominate Matt because he's got his laptop out. It's always fun.
Good morning everyone, Matt Barron from Blue Seraph. It's another one for Team EBF. We've just launched the new website for ex-member Nikhil and Brentwood Orthodontic, and courtesy of my learned friend Scott, who worked on building the site with our designs, but also the wonderful photography from Mike. Mike did an amazing job going in, working with the team, and there's actually, there's some lovely shots. In fact, there's some here, some really nice shots of the team, both working, but also we did some great headshots. There's Nikhil. I know he's probably quite far away, but overall, they are so happy. It's a really sharp website. It's going to fulfil all of their marketing needs, and they're really pleased with the outcome. So, and it's just another great example of how working collaboratively with members in EBF has proved so successful. So thank you very much, Matt Barrett. Nomination, and mine's going to be Chris.
Good morning all, Chris from Travelosophers. This week, Croatia. I don't know if anyone's been to Croatia. It's absolutely stunning. It really is Dubrovnik. The whole of Croatia, for its architecture, its beaches, its sea. It's just an amazing place. So, 8th to the 9th of October, £979 per person. 7 nights. It's a multi-centre flying from Gatwick. So, we do 1 night stay in Hotel Lux in Split. Then the ferry takes you over to 2 nights, for 2 nights at the 4-star Amphora in the bar. Then 1 night staying in another 4-star hotel in Kokula. And finally 3 nights at the 5-star in Dubrovnik, which is the Great Hotel Park Villas. So prices are based on 2 adult sharing, bed and breakfast, all transfers, all ferries for transfers to different places, and includes home baggage as well. So really good offer. Sorry, I nominate James.
Morning all, James from Brown Insurance. It's funny you mentioned Paul to use a spanner because he said he was sending you, which was using one of his tools. Yes. Anyway, I'm sorry. But yeah, insurance anyway. Heavy liability, so builders, scaffolders, roofers, cladding contractors, that kind of stuff. We're just very, very good at the moment. We're not losing any. We're getting everyone we get referred in, so it's going incredibly well. So we must be doing something right. But we're also very good at property owners at the moment. So with regards to introductions, if anybody knows any property management companies that sort insurance out for their clients, we've got a few relationships already in place. We can actually do introducer agreements to make it financially beneficial for them as well, as long as they can give us as much as enough to warrant it. So yeah, I'll stop there because I don't want to go to 60 seconds. James from Brentwood Insurance. And we'll go with Andy, so you can get one of your presentations.
Yeah, Andy from Hygiene Services. Water, we obviously deal mostly with trying to reduce the risk of bacteria and these and that. But one of the most important parts, I went to a risk assessment yesterday at dental practice, which was absolutely fine, had no issues, but they've got a combi boiler and it's pumping out water at 60 degrees. All well and good, no problem with bacteria, but scalding is also a risk as well. They've got a patient toilet next door to the boiler's pumping out water at 60 degrees. If you put your hand under 60-degree water, it's going to hurt. So recommended a T&B valve to be put in there, which mixes the water down to 40 degrees. Just as a warning for them, adults, they have got hot water stickers on there, which gives you the warning, but kids, etc., they go in there, might not be aware of that. So we deal with not just the bacteria side, but also other risks in water as well. That's the idea of Guardian. And on the name of Brian. Well, Brian.
Morning everybody, Brian. What of you pleasant people know what polonium-210 is?
Yes.
It's a radioactive material used for manufacturing of machinery. What about acetic acid? Well, the hairdressers use that for dyeing hair. Hexamine. You might use hexamine this weekend if it's fine. It's a barbecue lighter fuel. How about acetone? Commonly known as paint stripper. Then we've got cyanide, used in germ warfare. Arsenic, which is used in the manufacture of rat poison. All these pleasant things are in every cigarette, plus more than 4,000 more that people smoke. Is it any wonder that 50% of smokers die before retirement? They don't have to. Send them to me, 2 sessions and a 12-month guarantee. Thank you, Brian. Talking hypnotherapy helps just don't go away. Shut up and be tired.
Oh, Brian.
I've never been called that before.
So the big deal.
Thank you, Brian. Your nomination, please.
Yes, I'm sure I'll nominate Big John.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John Hammond from JMH Technology. Last week, I talked about using my ring for access control. This week, I want to talk about rings of a different kind. Rings of the fire alarm. Everyone should have their fire alarm tested on a regular basis. The number of companies that I walk into and their fire panel is in fault has been in fault every time I go there. And it's a legal requirement to have a working fire panel. In offices and care homes and shops, you must have a working fire alarm. So if you know anyone that's got a fault on their fire alarm panel, and you've noticed it when you got in, just give them my details. We can fix it. That's John Hammond from JMH Technology, applying technology to security.
And?
I nominate, I've lost my list, and I haven't got my glasses on. Scott.
Thank you very much, Don Scott, SEO, building all kinds of websites for all kinds of clients. But one of the things that comes hand in hand with building a website normally is the provision of email services. And so I just thought I'd talk you through some of the solutions that we have. My base package is called Email Essentials. It uses the Microsoft 365 platform, and it's just a simple user inbox, 10 gig of space, and it's easy, it works. Next one up is a 50 gigabyte inbox. It's our Email Plus option. But if you want to go the full way and have Email Professional, That also includes your full yearly license for that full suite of Microsoft products. So if you need access to Word and Excel and all the gubbins that comes in Microsoft Office, you can bump that into your annual subscription for your email service. Anything email, anything internet, Scott from SEO Making the Web Work. Thank you. And I will nominate Tina.
Good morning everybody, my name's Tina and my company's called Liberty CA Services. So, why hire a virtual assistant? Here are 10 reasons why. 1. Reduce costs, that is lower salaries and operation costs, and lower training costs. 2. Boost efficiency by outsourcing non-core tasks, which most probably a lot of people hate. 3. Frees up time for strategic thinking. 4. Gain access to specialised services. 5. Quick scales your business operations, supporting you even if you're away. Reduce micromanagement. 7. Offer 24/7 customer service. 8. Improve your startup chances by success. 9. Easy to hire replacement. Saves you from employing someone full time. And lastly, gain peace of mind and avoid burnout, which a lot of companies do. And that's me being timed out 3 times now. Tina, Liberty Executive Services. I'm not a 9 to 5, I'm start to finish. Matt. No.
Morning everyone, I'm Mike from Blackwood's Media. So I'm going to go back to my roots, that's the best part I can do this week, and from some tree surgery this weekend. I know everyone's going last stuff. So I've got 2 days down in Oxford, and this is for a guy that I used to know back in my early part of my career that's moved to Japan. He's become a bit of a leader in the industry, and he's now coming back to do training courses, and he's doing one in Oxford, one in Edinburgh, but he wants to take it around Europe. So the filming that we're going to do for him is not train what's included in the course, it's about the course itself, and we're going to try and sell that to arboretums and other venues around the continent, if you will, and he can go and do it. So basically, the long and short is, whether you're looking to record training videos for the clients themselves, or if you're actually looking to promote training videos and take it to different venues, we can tailor the video photography work to be very specific to the market niche that you're after. So if you need anything like that, Mike, Blackwood's Media. And I will nominate Toby.
Morning everybody. Last week I spoke about clients that I've started working with who are a married couple. I've actually got another married couple that are co-directors that I work with, been working with for 6 months. And they came around to mine yesterday for a 3-hour session, and they spent the first half an hour of it arguing, and I mean really serious arguing. So I just sat back and thought, well, I'm getting paid to listen to this, so what the hell. But then I just had to sit down with them, and the challenge for them is that they're too close to the business. They've got issues with guilt about how much they're able to put in. So I just was able to help them to step back and look at the business, see that the challenges they're going through at the moment are just temporary, and that you will get through this and keep the business growing. So yeah, I felt like a bit of a married guidance counselling yesterday. So who do you know that? Do you know any husband and wife couples that are working together? Do you know anybody that I could help step back from the business? That's Toby Axon, pole position, marriage solutions, keeping your marriage on track and putting you in a winning position.
And?
Morning everybody, it's Dave from Brentwood Electrical. Based in Brentwood, we carry all forms of electrical work. So it could be new lights, sockets, extra sockets, that sort of thing. Machine units, do electric vehicle chargers, rewires, and we'll also do fault finding. Part of fault finding is obviously we inspect the whole system. This is a really good referral for me, because we can inspect the system, identify any problems before they become a sort of real sort of danger. So I'm looking for landlords, facility managers in like commercial buildings, letting agents, or anybody who's moving house to get their wiring checked over, just to make sure that everything's up to standard and it's safe. So that's Dave from Brentwood Electrical. Please give me a call. Nobody testing done. That's it.
Nomination.
That's it.
Is that everyone? Yeah. Sabine. Good to you. Right, well in that case,
Aidan would have known that.
I back to our Oscar award to announce who the winner is.
Okay. So, I mean, they were all great presentations. There were two that kind of stuck out to me. You talked about Croatia, which I absolutely love, and that holiday sounded amazing. Also, the end, you're talking about all these colors of white, and I'm about to paint my house, and I just find that a little stressful. But the person I'm awarding the Oscar to is Brian, for two reasons. My parents are both smokers, and if they lived in this country, I would send them to you. And also, it's your birthday, and I think you deserve an Oscar.
I feel like if there's 150,000 shades of white, you could say 200,000 or...
Well, yeah, you're in. Make a number up.
Million.
Okay, following our second presentations is the meeting secretary's report. So he doesn't really know he's doing it yet, but Terry, I'm going to hand over to you in my shoes to fill it in.
Thank you very much. Hello, it's me again. Sorry about that. So far this month, would anyone like to guess how much business we've passed amongst each other? Any idea?
57
Just under 35,000. That 57 would be nice. That's not included today, by the way, so there's still time. You might be right. And yeah, each referral averages out. We split it up amongst the members to about 1,200 quid. Some are £5, some are £2,000, but on average about £1,200. So yeah, keep bringing referrals in. Today will count. We'll add up and we'll see what we've done this month. Thank you very much. Back to Aidan.
Thank you very much. Back to Aidan. Yes. Right. It says now that there should be a synergy team report, but I don't think we've got anything to announce.
I'll do one. I'll send a reminder out that there's a B2B financial nutrition synergy team meeting next Tuesday at 4:20 PM at Johnson Road in Manchester. I'll send a reminder out.
Okay, that means that we roll into the most interesting and informative part of our meeting, a 10-minute presentation. And it's Andy's first 10 minutes, so there's lots for us to learn. Let me introduce the speaker, therefore. It's Andy from Hygiene. Positioning company is business development, and he covers the whole of the UK. Nature of the business is Legionella compliance. He's filled out 4 items from the humorous version of the sheet. So here we go. A frightening incident that he's encountered was a ferry to France that was flooded. A bad experience with food. Made my own pizza and gave himself food poisoning. A satisfying achievement, national cross-country champion and athletics. On that, with £1 million cash, Andy would travel the world following the Formula 1. What a good idea.
That money up.
So folks, let me introduce you to Andy.
Yes, so Andy from Hygiene Services, and Legionella is our main part of the business. I just thought, you're not dummies, but I guess nobody really knows what Legionella is or how it works, so we're going to have a quick little lesson about it, the risks that it can give to people and to your businesses. So first, quick history lesson. Where did it come from? How did we come across it? 1976, Bellevue Hotel in Philadelphia. 182 cases, 29 people died. 38 cases of people passing by the hotel. And Legionella comes from the American Legion convention that was held at the hotel. What happened is, on top there was a cooling tower. A cooling tower is a unit that exchanges and releases a droplet the air. That wasn't maintained. It came down the side of the building, the mist, got sucked into the air conditioning unit, straight into the main convention hall, and obviously that's where most of the people were died or had contracted. It took months and months and months for the Americans to figure out what it was and how it happened. And I think about a year later they found out what it was. They tested the unit, obviously it's been cleaned since then because the hotel went empty. So nothing was done about the hotel because there was nothing in legislation, there was nothing in law to prosecute anyone, but that's where Legionella came from. So what is Legionella? It's a waterborne disease. It's in rivers, lakes, any water system, but it's through droplets. So if you had a glass of water and Legionella in it, you probably might get ill from the actual water being not great quality, but you wouldn't get Legionella disease from it. It's only from water droplets, so showers, sprays, fountains, etc., etc. So it's inhaled. It loves a cosy temperature between 25 and 40 degrees. Body temperature is its perfect growth temperature, so it loves a nice ambient temperature. And symptoms are sort of high fever, chills, headaches, very similar to pneumonia, so it will flood your lungs at the very, very worst side of it. So you get a lot of care homes, people die of pneumonia. 9 times out of 10 you're not going to do an autopsy on an 87-year-old, sorry Brian, 87-year-old person. So it does get put down pneumonia, but it could be Legionella. We do get an average of 400 cases a year, and mortality rate is about 12%. And high-risk people, obviously, over 45s, smokers, people with low immune systems, etc., etc. So that's why hospitals and care homes are quite high on our agenda. And as I said, it's similar to sort of pneumonia and flu. The type of water systems that are high risk. Any water system is high risk. John asked me earlier if it's a cold water system, does it matter? Yes, it does. It can be in your house. It can be on large-scale buildings. Mostly in domestic properties or small properties is because of the pipe work. Basically a bit of pipe that's not being used. Stagnant water inside of it for months and months and months will grow inside and just sink back into the system. So it doesn't have to be a tank, it doesn't have to be a technical system. It can be your house, it can be showers. So showers are the high risk ones for anywhere. I've got a shower in my guest room at home that is never used, so I take the hose off and clean it every sort of couple of months just to make sure that it's safe. So it is in your house. An elderly person died last year of using this hose in the garden. The hose was out in the garden, nice 25-30 degree weather outside. Went to spray his patio, a few weeks later died of these other diseases. So it is at home. It's not just in commercial buildings where we all sit and the prosecution have a little think about, is that tap outside safe? If you've got a hose, take it off. Keep it nice and away from the water system. Sort of spray taps. Anything that creates a mist, anything that creates, like if you've been to Disney World or when they're hot, you've got the spray mists into your queue. High risk. They will be on probably a chlorine system, but those kind of things are the highest risk. And I say like cooling towers are very, very, very strict. And cooling towers, you have to have them registered, so we know where they are, and they are maintained at all teaching. Especially in London, there'll be huge ones on top of buildings you won't even know about, creating mists that they will be should be maintained. They will kill them. As the hotel in Philadelphia said, it killed quite a few people, so they will maintain hopefully. Basically, who's going to call if it goes wrong? So the person who owns the business, whoever's the duty holder, they might not be on site, might not be there, but they are the people that we're going to call if anything happens. The responsible person has to have a risk assessment carried out at their buildings, at their sites. It has to be a competent person. Competent being the underlying word. You can do risk assessment by yourself, but if you go to court and they realise that you don't know what you're talking about, obviously you will get in trouble. And then they've got to make sure that there's the ongoing management plan for those buildings, which I'll go into a little bit more. Standard buildings, so any taps that aren't used twice a week need to be flushed.
monthly temperature checks to make sure that the cold's below 20 and the hot's above 50. So they're the safe zones. Anywhere between that, I say it's about 20 to 45, but I mean, if you start getting over 40 to 45, it will kill off. If you get to 50, you'll die instantly. And anything over 20, I said that ambient temperature. Shower heads, the most important, I said to John earlier, go to a golf club, go into the women's changing rooms, and those showers have never been used. Probably 9 times out of 10 will not be used. Massive risk. If someone goes in there, has a shower one day, and they've done nothing about it or not flushed it, it's really important. Legionella loves stagnated water. So the two things, stagnation and flow. So if you've got no flow, it will just grow. If you've got the right temperature to go with it, it will grow quicker. So it's really important to keep your water system turnover. I think, like I say, if you're home and you've got a guest room that you never use, make sure that shower's turned on, turn the taps every couple of days, twice a week, just to keep that water flowing. I mean, at home you're very, very low risk, but as I said, it will have become a problem. And then we do inspect water tanks, etc. People think if you've got a tank that's the highest risk, it's actually not. Just because you've got stored water doesn't mean you're any more risk than if you haven't. Obviously it has to be maintained. And those tanks need 24-hour turnover, so we need to make sure that the water's being used constantly. When they design the buildings, make sure the tank is the right size for the building. We don't want 4 million gallons of water stored in the loft, etc. etc. It's all about stagnation. Consequences. This is where it hits the businesses. I said that these are some of the ones that have been recently, so we will fine 1.5 million. Royal Life Hospital, Bath, fined £300,000. Even the councils, so housing associations, etc., are starting to catch up with their compliance. This was the one I think I spoke to last week. This was a JFK warehouse, a bit like the range or something like that. It was like a store that sold everything. And he decided he wanted to sell hot tubs. Put a hot tub in his warehouse shop, filled it up, had it going, killed 5 people, and was fined £1 million. Because he didn't do anything with it, he just plugged it in, filled it with water, just let it go, didn't put any chemicals in it, left the lid open and the spray from jacuzzis inhaled and killed a few people. He was fined £1 million. Had no idea what Legionella was until he killed 3 people. So if you don't want to scare you, but going away in hot tubs, I've got some clients that do have holiday parks, etc., and they do drain them and fill them up every time someone goes in and out of them, which you should do. It's the best practice, or at least it should be chemical should be correct. So yeah, so there's lots of parts of our industry. And then why us? So we're a consultant, professional management side of it. Yes, we are here to make money and be the business, but it's more important that we look after your site and give you the correct information for that site. So we are quite specific about doing our site assessments. Risk assessments are specific for that building, and they can last up to 2 or 3 years depending on what building you've got. We ensure that you're fully compliant. So our risk assessments, basically what we do is we go in and do a risk assessment of the building, and then we give you what you need to be doing in their processes. Some of them processes we do, so for large care home groups we go and do the monthly temperature checks, but we can say this is what you need to do, how much do you want to do, how much do you need us to do, what's your budgets, what's your competence levels, time, etc. So we can do anything from going, anything we don't do, we don't go in weekly plus tax. It's not cost effective for us, not cost effective for the clients, but we do for our large clients like Bristol Street Motors, we go into their sites monthly and do temperature checks. They don't trust that their staff on site are doing properly. So we do a whole compliance package, down to a dental practice where I visit once a year and just do a couple of samples, etc. So we can do the full range. We have got expertise, obviously, for risk assessments. As I said, in legislation it says competence. You need to be competent, which is fine if you're a plumber, maybe. You've got the competence levels, but if not, then don't come to us. And that's basically what we do. We've got any questions?
Do you actually test for the Legionella as well?
Yes, so we've got an independent lab. So we take samples, we send them to the independent lab in a box that goes into post box that goes to the lab. Has to be there within 24 hours.
And then it's a 10-day test. They actually grow it in a petri dish. For 10 days. So yeah, we test pseudomonas, we test for general bacteria, overall, the whole range.
Could you explain kind of the packages and the levels and the scale of how we can recommend you to business?
Yeah, so a risk assessment with a dental practice would be roughly £300 plus the VAT for a risk assessment. So a primary school is probably about £450, a secondary school is probably £600-700. That's the kind of levels. As I said, we did some, we did some Nike stores. We've gone down to about £250. You go in, it's got 2 or 3 taps. They're all the same. But the risk assessment takes quite a while in terms of getting the information down. It's like who's the responsible person, who's this. Getting that information takes a little bit. So if we've got that already pre-populated, we know who the boss is, we know who they are, we can put it in a template and we just literally go in and just do that store. But the crux of who's responsible stays the same, so that kills us some time. But yeah, so around sort of £300 for the sort of norm.
And then that's an ongoing.
That's a one-off risk assessment, and then the management plan will depend specifically on the site. Yeah, there's no base cost really. It'll just be our sort of monthly will be about £100 to go to site, and then just to go and do monthly temperatures. But yeah, the risk assessment is the one. We can sort of do that as a cost, but from there it just depends on what's in the risk assessment.
That pools.
Swimming pools, we don't. So they're normally on like chlorine dioxide system. So they've got breaker tanks, and they've got the pool that goes through a chlorine system automatically. They tend to know, legislators know what to do with them, and they have pool specialists. We don't tend to. We sample them, but we don't get involved in because they test them every day with dip slides and all sorts. So if you've got a pool, they're usually pretty good at knowing how to use them. We need the pool specialist there, normally mates with the partners as well. Normally the chemical is everything right then.
Outside taps in house.
Yeah.
Would you run them twice a week?
Yeah. I would. Yeah. I mean, depending. Like my outside tap is like my kitchen sink, so it's probably less than a metre. So I mean, and in the winter it's probably -4 outside. So it's not at the end of the world. Yeah, I just give it a turn on once a week just to.
How long should you run the tap for?
Depends on how long the pipe is. If it's a metre, then within a couple of seconds it's going to run through. If it's an outside tap on a golf course, if it's at the end of the golf course, then that water going through, so it might be a few minutes. So depending on the pipe size and pipe length.
So we're returning from holiday for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Should taps be run for a while so they get them settled?
Yeah. So schools are the prime example. They're used fully for time. 6 weeks holiday come, no use at all. So the caretakers will go around, start, turn the tap on, leave it, walk around the school, and then go back and turn it off. You can't replicate a building being full, but you try and do it as much as you can. There's no lead that could grow within 5 minutes, could grow within 10 days. It depends on the system. But yeah, I would first thing I do when I get in the hotel, turn the taps on, turn the shower on. I won't give any horror stories about tanks in hotels and that. Don't drink the water from a tank from a tap in a hotel. Please don't do that. It's you can drink water from tanks, but there's other rules about how often they be cleaned, how often the sun, etc. So hotels just have
Last one.
Would you recommend drinking? Like, is there any issues drinking tap water? Do you drink filtered water?
Don't do it in Devon. Tap water is safe. It's got chlorine in it. All main water's got chlorine in it. Obviously, Devon, there was a valve failed on the reservoir and it went into the system after that. I'll talk about that. The main water is the UK is as safe as the world, probably the safest in the world. So the tap water you're absolutely fine to drink. Some people like to filter it. You're absolutely fine with tap water.
Does Legionella affect dogs?
Never been asked. Dog's never asked me.
Like my dog always drinks from like there's puddles on the ground and that's like stagnant water.
I mean, they won't get Legionella from it, but obviously you can't release anything from drinking it. It has to be inhaled through a droplet.
Oh,
and it goes into your lungs. Yeah. Obviously, what happens when it goes into your guts, it doesn't matter. Obviously, yeah, big dogs are pretty good at drinking or eating whatever they want. Yeah, I'll find out.
I don't know, my tongue froze up all the time.
Andy, thank you for really terrific, really fascinating. Yes, so we move into the highlight of the meeting, referrals and testimonials round. We're going to follow order this week and start with Paul, come around the room and announce what we've got.
Yeah, what did I do? Very informative, thank you. Thank you, for Scott and James.
Very interesting. I didn't realise the Legionnaires started or got recognised in '76. I thought it would be further than that.
Yeah, not as early as before.
Okay, well, so it's, thank you for the money to Tall Paul.
Yeah, to give to Paul.
Thank you for the money to Dave Roberts. And also thank you, Dave, for coming around and fixing the floodlight yesterday. Also, it works perfect now. And a referral for Scott over there for some SEO work you're doing for me. Thank you. Very much.
Thank you, did you get it?
Yeah. It just wasn't weird, it wasn't funny.
I think it was a bit free.
Very interesting. Learned quite a lot there, actually. Just got back to Tina. Thanks for handling my calls last week. Gave you a nice break, actually. Thank you.
Excellent presentation, Andy. Thank you very much. As has been said, very, very interesting.
That was an interesting presentation. Obviously, I know most of that anyway, but it's surprising to see how many people don't actually know the risks of Legionella, because it is really dangerous. But yeah, I've got a referral for James. My brother.
Yep, staying in 2 hotels next week, so that'll be fun, won't it? Thank you, Terry. Felt like I've been told off, but we need to know who's been told. One-to-ones with Blake and Andy, so you can fight over that if you like.
But you can have it.
I can fight over not having it. Yeah, I'm not here next week because I'm away trying to avoid each other.
Me too. Right, so Terry, all this good to be told off, this is usual.
That was fascinating. When you first joined the group, I said to a couple of people, so I have no idea how I'm going to be able to help Andy at all. And yeah, that really clears it up and tells loads about it. So. Yeah, very terrifying. Matt, thanks for the kind words, and yeah, it's really nice working with Matt and the Blue Serif team, and it always comes out looking amazing. So, and I did a testimonial for the other day on social media, just saying how wonderful Amel Hive are and stuff from it.
Great presentation. I'm going home to the normal platform. Especially when I've just moved in and it has been sat there for 3 days. So, yeah.
If the ghosts haven't done it for you already. If the ghosts haven't done it for you already.
I'll tell you what, if I'm not home tonight, the door started moving. I'm blaming you. I got an activity report for James for one-to-one. Thank you for money to Scott. Thank you for money to Toby. And thank you for the referral to Mike. What?
Thank you for the referral.
You wanted stuff in your referral, just put it out there. And great, it's up. Seriously.
Yeah, well done, Andy. That was really interesting and really gave us good insight and helpful. This way, I'm going on a trip on Saturday. So in 10 different hotels / guest houses. Just stick to the whiskey of your life.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well done, really enjoyed it. Got a referral for Tina, who said 10 days on, and taking money for an ex-member, so we've got to keep in touch with those with ex-members, don't we?
Okay, yeah, really enjoyed the presentation, well done. We have a one-to-one, I'll really learn some more about that. Yes, that's very much meeting, thank you. A referral there to Blake for my lad is doing his student Edinburgh expedition next week, and he's going to be eating pasta bolognese, macaroni, cheese, and a chocolate brownie dessert. So yeah, all good. A bit more already. Lovely. And I had a very dull scout leaders meeting for all of the scout people in Brentwood, and told them that Blake could provide that stuff. Yes.
Really good, scary. I've got a wedding to go to next Thursday. I'm going to be staying in a guest house, and the first thing I'm going to do is put the taps in the shower. I have as well, but I'm taking the taps. Really good excellent too. But yeah, go to in a couple of weeks, get on my time. So I'll keep my eyes open for any, well actually a swimming pool near me, flat shots. And my friend goes, so I have a word with her.
Yeah, any site anywhere in the
Thanks for having me today. As everyone said, great presentation. That was very interesting. But I have one for Jane, but she's not here, so I
Great insight, thanks Terence for giving us a pick up that side. Brilliant, really well done. First great first presentation, very insightful, and yeah, we're all really scared. But as a result, I wrote it out last minute, and I got a very good referral for you. So my offices, I'm in the Create Business Hub in Sheffield, but there are 3 Create Business Hubs. They all have lots of toilets. They also have showers that don't get used very often. Because they're an independent, I don't know how much they know about this sort of stuff. Perfect. There you are. So I think I'll send you some emails.
Yes.
I also have a referral for Stuart, who's not here. A referral for Paul, which I'll have a quick chat with you afterwards. And I had a one-to-one with Stuart over a couple of ciders at the cricket last week. Right.
Yeah, great heads lots, Tony. Following on what you said about being here early, I was chatting Randy, and even before this presentation, I thought about the school which I want to send an email to and introduce you. Thank you. A care home group that we do a lot of work with. Okay. Because they have vacant rooms that aren't used. Another school branding. I didn't realise about taps and rooms that haven't been used. I thought it was just hot water in a tank. A secure eating disorder place, which I would presume that they've got places that aren't used, and a mental health hospital. And I'll send them emails and then copy you in.
Battery centre. They have so many empty units. And they all got toilets and taps in, and I'll give you the manager's details. I know the manager. I forgot. What was it? Ducks.
That one in.
It's alright, it's not Toby, so you're more likely to win. It's Toby's question.
I've only got one today.
It's like stopping. Yeah, I'm waiting for Matt.
Yeah, great, Scott. Thank you, Ted. Fantastic, Ted. It's so good. And like others, there's so much I learned. Yeah, I thought it was a few drinks. We've got a guest shower that it's never used, and a couple of outside taps that were used. Really never used one. So
just on the showers, it's the actual shower head.
The head.
So take the head off, dip it in bleach, whatever it is, give it a bit of a scrub, put it back on. Or if it's not been used, just take it off completely. And when you need to use it, just put it back on.
Excellent, thank you. Congratulations, Brian, on your Oscar and having another birthday. Keep it going. Blake, referral for Blake for my battery and my bets. Thank you to Scott for getting my
and a thank you for the money to ex-member Sarah Steele, and should have another one for her soon because I've done my first gig for NatWest Bank. Still have no idea how much they're going to pay me, but hopefully it's a decent amount. And I won't be here next week because I'm off this afternoon to Wales to get the ferry to Ireland tomorrow, primarily to scatter my sister's ashes around Ireland, but also for a bit of sunset. Something I don't think we're going to see. So I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Great, excellent, Harry. Thank you. Really interesting 10 minutes. I better check my shower because it's mother-in-law that uses it, so I don't want to bump her early. Oh yeah, you never know.
Make sure Aidan gets in there to rewrite the will.
That's a good idea. There are lots of referrals there. Yeah, thanks, and see you all next week.
Brilliant. Well, I didn't know any of that, so I'm going to smell now because I'm not going to shower yet. But Brian, happy birthday. I've got anything else to say. See you all next week. Thank you.
Activity one-to-one I did James insurance for the business, and obviously one-to-one for you next week or something.
Okay. Before
I did forget the gift, like Chris, though, being new.
Is it a new shower head?
So, yes, choose us a winner from this week. I'm sure I've got Matt back on this. What was it say? Who is it from? John. So it's an IOU to John. For next week. Did we have an IOU from last week?
Yeah. Chris got it.
Yeah. Or
you can't remember who it was for.
You remember?
I think it's me.
It was me.
that's you. No, that wasn't you.
It wasn't even Blake. No, it was me.
Blake. I've got it, Blake.
If there's three in a row,
Free trip to Croatia.
to, fire
Around and round. Yeah, it's a great thing. Okay, right.
Scott, just a quick question. Just to either add more fear or allay some. If you're going to a hotel and first thing you do, if I turn the shower on, if it's already there, is it not? Are you not just going to?
I mean, yeah.
Turn it on hold.
Yeah, if you can turn it on and not
And
be
run away.
in it, not be in it.
Turn it on and run.
Get the hose and yeah. I mean, a hotel is big enough that if it's in there, it's not much. You're not going to run the tap for 2 hours. So yeah, if it's there, it's there. But I mean, most of us are big probably. So
bullshit scare.
COVID Just so I went to do nice stuff.
Wear your COVID mask.
Yeah.
So you've got a shower.
Right. Okay.
Just ask if someone
Before I close the meeting and we finish for today, it's the usual announcements, reminders, and special reports. Is there anyone with anything they would like to say, Terry?
Yeah, just a quick reminder, on Saturday I'm cycling up to Scotland because it's something to do. Any of you who have not sponsored me yet and would like to, I'll send out the link on the UBF WhatsApp and email. If you've already sponsored me, we really appreciate it. It's a really good cause. Young lady I'm helping to get a wheelchair that will change her life, so she'll be able to get out and have independence. So thank you so much for those of you who have already sponsored me. If you can't do it online, you want to do it the old-fashioned way, cash, send it before the end, sign up and then take the cash and post it on there for you. And I'll put a WhatsApp thing on there, so if you want to, if you're really bored and got nothing to do for the next 10 days, you can see where I am.
Do you think they got?
It's fine and
No, it's not. We did look at that, didn't
We're going to see if we can work out how to at least have a link that you might be able to go and follow and see where it's at.
It's uphill as well, isn't it?
It is all the way, yeah.
Google Maps, just put the track.
down on the way home.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry?
No,
No, absolutely.
You got Life 360 on?
Yeah, I'll show you that later. We'll do that. Right, that I believe is the meeting, ladies and gents. Thank you very much indeed. See you all next week. You'll be pleased to know I'll just be sitting there and we'll be back to normal. Thank you.